Angel.
Hi, Olivia.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah. So today we're gonna talk about the Oscars. So one of the things about the Oscar nominees that came out this year is that, unlike the past few years, actually similar to the past few years, there have been really, really great movies, actors, screenwriters, everything that have been featuring people of color. And then this year, nobody got nominated. And if their movie got nominated, and if it was like a movie like filled with diversity and just like awesome messages, usually the white people who participated in making the movie got nominated and nobody else. So that kind of started the trending hashtag, hashtag Oscar So White, and people, even actors, and just people who care about really anything, were tweeting just like Oscar So White and like this ridiculous and how could they really like snub all of these amazing actors, movies, screenwriters, and everything like that.
Have you watched any of the common movies? I know commonly some of the movies that people are like, I can't believe this didn't get any nominations, are Straight Outta Compton and Creed. Which definitely really like look into the lives of like minorities, and it was just interesting that like a writer for Straight Outta Compton, the one like white guy out of the whole process, like got the nomination, and then for supporting actor, I believe it was
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah,
in
for Creed.
Creed.
So I don't know, like, did you watch the movies?
I didn't actually. I did read a lot about them. I actually didn't watch a lot of the Oscar nominated movies, but
Okay.
I do like keep up, just like with news and everything. And a lot of people had really great things to say about it, especially the fact that it did feature so many people of color, and like that was awesome. And people were so excited about these Oscar nominees. And then, all of a sudden, almost every white person who worked on these really diverse movies just were nominated, and nobody else was. So
It's really interesting because on Martin Luther King's birthday is when a lot of the celebrities decided to protest this all happening. So Jada Pinkett Smith, Spike Lee kind of made that aware for everyone. I think that's when it really hit like the news because, you know, once celebrities get involved, the whole world finds something interesting. But I find a lot of people are kind of like lashing back at those specific celebrities because they're taking a stand on it.
yeah, that seems to be the case with a lot of things. Usually, when you can't really like relate, you just kind of stand up for what you know
Yeah.
without really knowing the full
The
story
full,
of
yeah.
it. We found that a lot this year, I think. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, I don't know. They just don't really have formed opinions on the topic." So
Well, I find it really interesting because I was reading, and I feel like a New York Times article mentioned that Vin Diesel actually mentioned something about this last year when Furious 7 came out. And, you know, he was like, yeah, you know, I think it's going to win something. And he mentioned unless the Oscars don't want to be relevant. And I think that's really interesting because especially like right now so many movies are coming out where diversity is like the main factor.
yeah,
Inside Out, Divergent,
Everything.
like Hunger Games, like everything is being incorporated into these new movies. So why hasn't the Oscars kind of taken suit? So.
I actually just read who said it? William, no, not William Packer, but somebody actually said, William Packer, said that really something that really stood out to me. He said, do the Oscars really expect us to believe that all of the really high achieving movies are like the only high achieving people and actors are white? And I was like, that is very true. Like I guess that some people don't think of it as a big issue, but the
Right.
Oscars is like probably one of the most well watched Academy Award shows ever, and millions of people tune in, and everyone like most people care about a lot about movies. And just the fact that no people of color are being nominated at all, or even featured, or even like acknowledged. I know Jada Pinkett Smith said like the Oscars are always so keen to have like black people giving out the awards, but they rarely like acknowledge their actual achievements.
I definitely like thought that was an interesting point. If you haven't seen it, definitely, I bet it's on YouTube somewhere. But speaking of celebrities, like reactions and opinions on this, so something that's kind of a little bit more recent in the Times. Stacey Dash actually slams the whole Oscar boycott. And it's interesting because she is African American. And she believes that it's actually, quote unquote, ludicrous. And instead, that we should kind of separate ourselves from the separated like awards, such as BET or the Image Awards. So at the NAACP Image Awards, Anthony, what's his name? Anthony Anderson actually was hosting it, and he kind of took a little bit of a jab at her, and he kind of called her an Ann Cutler dipped in butterscotch. So I don't really know.
Oh, man.
She didn't take that too lightly. So she responded with, we have to make up our minds. Either we want to have segregation or integration. If we don't want segregation, then we need to get rid of channels like BET and the BET Awards and the Image Awards, where you're only awarded if you're black. If it were the other way around, we'd be up in arms. It's a double standard. How do you feel about that?
I feel like that really ties into the whole movement, like the Black Lives Matter movement. A lot of people who stress the whole All Lives Matter thing really don't understand the whole point of, like, using the Oscars as a great example. Like, there isn't a lack of acknowledgement for white people.
Yeah.
There 100%, there's white privilege. It completely exists. There's no advantage in this day and age to being black besides, like, you know, like in society and like with the police brutality and everything. Like, people don't understand that. And I think it's like one of the huge things in the media is like the Black Excellence movement, which I love. We're just like really encouraging our younger people who are of color and don't really see any acknowledgement, just like to be like proud of yourself and everything like that, because there is a lot of snubbing there. And I think that like the BET Awards and everything like that, like they're there for a reason. They're there because there is a lack of acknowledgement in the mainstream media, and that's what their purpose is.
I actually, like, I kind of agree with both of you in that sense. I feel like if we had an opportunity, and I say we as like African Americans or people of color, if we had an opportunity to be seen in other lights, then I feel like we could slowly move towards a day and age where we didn't need those things.
Absolutely.
But because, like you said, there is such a lack in like the Oscars or other things that we're involved in, that we do need those things so that we can feel accomplished and feel like we're involved in that. But I think it's very interesting to kind of get like the opposite side in a celebrity, because typically you would see, okay, if she's African American, she's a celebrity, she's supporting it, but she kind of doesn't. So that was an interesting kind of twist going on.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that like there's so much negativity towards black people, like right now, in a lot of people's eyes, that it's nice to have something that like specifically acknowledges black people and what they go through to be so successful, like the struggles they've faced to get to where they are now. But I really like, obviously the Oscars should be way more inclusive, and it's just like, who are the people who are judging? Like, you know, like it makes you wonder like who actually decided on this, who did you even watch the movies? Like it's almost funny because some people were saying like on Twitter, like, did they just find the one white person who worked on the movie and only acknowledge them, even though they were like the least relevant
the extra in the back that dropped the sandwich.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, well, thank you for watching, and you can comment below with any of your opinions on it.